talking. I forgot to mute the mic. And I believe we might be live, Giuseppe.
Are we live?
Are we live? Can we get confirmation from the chat? Is the chat working?
See, I don't know. Maybe. Who's here? Who's here?
Who's here? Who's this guy beneath me?
Who is here?
Who's this? Who am I talking to? What are you? What is? Oh shit!
Oh shoot!
Oh shit! Is it already crashing?
Yeah, the skip. What?
That was a skip. It was a skip. Pete Hawkins is here. How are you doing, Pete?
You're the scariest costume I've ever seen.
Pete Hawkins is moist. Pete Hawkins says it's live. Thank you, Pete. Got tidal waves.
Right? That is the scariest mask.
You like that?
Terrifying.
Oh my god! All of a sudden, the quality has gone to shit, and I can barely hear you.
What is going on?
Okay, it's better. It's better now. But yeah, my internet's been a little bit temperamental right now, so there's a good chance this stream could like just completely crap out Petey Hawkins. So bear with us. What are you saying? What are you saying to yourself?
I gotta fix my out. I gotta look sharp, you know? I gotta look sharp.
What are you looking? You think you look sharp right now? Is that what you see in your head?
Yeah.
Petey Hawkins?
This is my go out outfit. It's my suit.
Yeah?
I'm wearing the wedding on
That's
Sunday.
for the Tinder dates.
This is for the wedding.
That's how you show up on them Tinder dates? Nice Hass and armor, says your arch enemy. Taking pissy on Decepticon.
You have the scariest. Oh. Look at that mask.
I'll tell you what, I was going to wear.
I don't know how your wife puts up with that mask.
I was going to wear my Green Man suit. Which is just just like, you know, the full onesie covers your face and everything.
What happened?
But the idea was to be invisible. But because the lighting is so shit, it didn't look right. So I was like, no, thank you. Goodbye. Want, indeed. I forgot to fucking send it out to Twitter that we're live. Decepticon, would you be a darling? Could you be a darling and say we're live? No, maybe I'll do that now.
What?
Forget it, alright? I'll do everything myself.
Do it. Just do it. Why are we live? Just do the show. Just get on with it.
Alright. You know what? Fine. Let's get this over with. I'm sick of it already. I hate working with you. I hate everything about this. Welcome to episode number 10 of Touching Tips. We have got Petey Hawkins, and we've got your arch enemy in the chat, and your arch enemy says, Always Sunny in Philadelphia, Charlie's Green Man. Exactly like that. Except the idea was to like filter it outside, being visible, and maybe I like reveal my mouth, so it's just a mouth floating around going.
And what happened? And
the lighting. You just see like shadows and stuff. It just looked ugly.
So why didn't you just do the Green Man outfit?
I don't know. It seems stupid, okay? And also, it's uncomfortable. No. It's uncomfortable. It's too late now, all right? It's over. It's too late.
Was it real tight?
Oh, it's tight. You can see my nips. You can see my folds, my creases.
I bet you. I knew it was.
Every nook and cranny.
That's probably why you're not doing it, huh?
You can see every nook and cranny. Like Shredder from Ninja Turtles cartoon, says Pete Hawkins. Oh, he does look like Shredder, kind of.
Shredder with horns.
I was thinking he kind of looks like something from like a Mortal Kombat game, like in the background. You know, you'd be fighting on a stage and Decepticon standing there. Yeah, just watching the fight, you know, putting some money on Liu Kang. Dropping some dimes on him. Anyway. Where's your pumpkin outfit?
Where's your pumpkin outfit?
Matt.
See?
I don't have one.
You see?
I don't have one. And your arch enemy says, yeah, please don't wear it. What do you mean? You don't want to see my nooks and my crannies? You don't want to see my every detail, every curve.
We all do.
I have natural beauty, your arch enemy.
I'm the one that has Halloween spirit.
Big is beautiful.
Me.
You're
Huh?
appropriating my culture, Decepticon.
Not this guy. Not this guy with his name
You are.
Petrified Pup. You think you'd have an outfit on at least?
I live in Ireland. It's Halloween's everywhere here. You know. I'm streaming Halloween to you right now. We invented this. We invented this. That's what I'm saying. All right. So you can thank me. You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay.
All right. Thanks.
Better
Thanks.
left the imagination, says your arch enemy. Yeah, I guess. Anyway, episode 10 of Touching Tips. Of course,
Just get on with it. You've already bored these poor people long enough.
Best PSVR podcast on all of YouTube. I think we can all agree on that. Before we begin, let's do some plug-in real quick. Decepticon, you want me to go first?
Go ahead.
Okay.
Plug your thing.
Just real quick, gonna plug my Patreon. All right, just go to patreon.com/petrifying pumpkins if you want to support the stream that way. And that's all I want to say about that. I don't want to go on about it. Decepticon, what do you want to plug?
I'll plug my website for music. If you want to go check out my music, go to Decepticon.com. Okay. I have a new album coming out soon. So be ready. Be ready.
It's hip
be
to be
waiting
square.
Outside of the digital store. I want you all in a line like Black Friday.
Get the tents out. Get the chairs out.
There'll be sales.
Fight. You know, everyone fighting for digital copies.
Giveaways.
Nice. And that's the plug-in done. Okay, nice and painless, I think. I apologize, though, anyway, because it feels dirty. Feels dirty to do it. But yeah, are we ready to jump into our first topic? Giuseppe. First topic is Decepticon working on an Alvo score?
Not confirmed.
Ooh.
Not confirmed.
Nor denied.
Nor denied.
But
not confirmed, but nor denied.
Ooh, I see. Interesting. First topic of the day. Horizon VR. Now, I've already made a video about this a few days ago when it first came out, that from that leaked tweet where the dude was like, here, I'm going to leak the existence of Horizon, and then I'm going to be like, whoops, how did this happen? You know, I didn't expect anyone to see this, but people saw it, and it went all over the news, and now people know that PlayStation London are working on Horizon Zero Dawn, which is, well, not Horizon Zero Dawn. I should be more specific, because a lot of people seem to think
Did you play the flat one?
I did, and I loved it. Platinumed it.
Did you?
I platinumed that one.
Platinumed it?
Yeah.
Oh, whoa.
Oh, shit.
Whoa.
You're shrinking. You're shrinking. You're getting bigger.
Never
you're
played.
You never played us?
Nope.
God damn. Really good game.
It came out that's right when I kind of picked up VR. I planned on playing it, but then that was it. Nope.
It's got like probably the best looking open world game I've ever played.
Oh, cool.
But super polished as well. Like there was hardly any bugs in that game. It felt like you were playing a Naughty Dog game, but open world. That kind of level of polish. Combat was really fun. And you had these really cool enemy designs. They're all robot, dinosaur kind of looking things. And you could shoot specific armor pieces off them. And then you could pick them up and use them against them. Or you could just use them for resources or whatever like that. It was very, very cool. But anyway, a lot of people seem to think that London Studio are working on a port of the Horizon that we already got. I don't think that's what it's going to be. I'd be very surprised if that is what it is. Because London Studio just don't have a history of making ports. You know, they make their own original things. So I wouldn't be surprised to see like a spin-off. And Horizon has such a like deep lore, you know. Like it takes place in the distant future, like after the apocalypse has already happened. And kind of humanity has reverted back to like tribalism and all this kind of crack. But like what they could do, it doesn't even have to be Aloy who's the main character. It could be a different character altogether. Or they could go back to the apocalypse. And like maybe it could be first person shooter set in the apocalypse, like so it wouldn't be anything like the Horizon that you kind of know. Nert Boglin playing Modern Warfare. Nert Boglin mad to talk about Modern Warfare. That's in the facts. All right, we'll get to that in the facts. All right,
that's 10 seconds.
Disgusting.
We won't get back.
Disgusting.
Just keep going.
Pete Hawkins says it's an amazing game. It is an amazing game. Really, really good. But yeah, of course, we don't know.
You want to see dinosaurs in VR? You want to see robot dinosaurs?
I want to see
VR?
robot dinosaurs.
Is that what you want? Is that what you
I
want?
do.
You want to shoot at them? You want to shoot at them in VR?
But I don't want to see them on PlayStation 4. I want to see it on PlayStation 5.
You want to see it on the new
I want to
one.
see. I want to see them do it justice because the game's
Mm-hmm.
visuals
Well,
are
that's probably.
so good.
Sounds like that's where they're aiming, since it's kind of secret at the moment.
What's up, Killer Tricks? What you think? They're aiming towards PS5. You think?
Yeah, I think it'll be a PS5 thing.
Do you think they have more than one team working on games there, or?
I'm sure.
I don't know how big that studio is. The game engine is so good, even Kojima is using it for Death Stranding, exactly, and he's improved upon that engine with Death Stranding. So now, can imagine how good Horizon 2 is going to look on PS5. It's going to be class. Mass asks, will Horizon be full game in VR like Skyrim? Well, look, it's all speculation. We don't know anything. This is just leaked, so it hasn't even been revealed yet. But I'll be very surprised if it's a big full open world game. Well, hold on a sec. If it's on PS5, maybe. But I'm not expecting a port of the first game. That's the one thing.
Something small. What about an experience?
Could be an experience. I'd be kind of disappointed if it is just some kind of small little, like, target practice with the bow, kind of like a them Spider-Man movie tie-ins. If it's something like that, I wouldn't be happy. But because it's Sony London doing it, I'd be very surprised if it's something small. I think it'll be like have a good solid campaign length. It won't be an experience, but I think it will be like a full price, or at least as full price as VR is going to be. Yeah, something like 50. That maybe, unless things change. Like maybe this is going to set the bar really high. I don't know, but I absolutely love the fact that London studios, because they're first party Sony, they have like access to these IPs, including Horizon. So you wonder what other IPs could they like get access to in the future, like Shadow.
Gather.
Say it again.
Gather. Who they gonna gather?
Who they gonna gather?
Mm-hmm. Who they gonna grab? What companies they gonna grab?
Okay. I was like, you're skipping ahead.
No, I'm talking about like what IPs they gonna get.
Like already established IPs, is that what you mean?
Right. Mm-hmm. Okay. Correct.
I'd love to see Shadow of the Colossus in VR. That'd be sick. That bridge run in VR.
That'd be awesome. Ooh. That'd be a good game. Spicy. That's a perfect game for VR.
So if you're wondering why Decepticon keeps shrinking and why he's kind of stuttery, it's because my internet
trash.
It's being trashed tonight. It really is. So
it's that browsers. You got the browsers going in the background now that the wife's gone.
Too many browsers. Vilma. I got Vilma.
Big screen. You got
Vilma's everywhere.
All the screens going. Everything going. All the bad things going on all the screens.
I'm streaming Vilma porn with David Sergerson on the other end here. We got another. We're on streaming on another. We're live streaming on Pornhub right now as well. So I'm multitasking over here. Your arch enemy says Killzone.
It's over there.
Killzone is like an excellent choice, like an obvious choice too, because first person games work so well with VR. If you ask me, the VR is like, you're different to me, but I'm kind of disappointed if VR isn't first person. I really want to be in the shoes of the person I'm controlling, if you know what I mean. But I understand.
Your mic started cutting out there.
Uh oh. Can you hear me?
Mic's getting crazy.
Oh boy.
Yep.
Okay. Chat, let me know how things go. Maybe it's just Decepticon who can't hear me. I don't know. The mini pumps of streaming in the night garden. No, they're gone. They're gone. I'm home alone, so there's nobody draining. There's nobody draining the Wi-Fi, so that's the concerning part. I don't know what's causing it.
It's just too far. The house is just too big,
Maybe. Down on the first floor. I'm in the penthouse right now. But yeah,
yards away.
Sounds fine, says your arch enemy. Okay, I was just on Decepticon's end. Dan. What other Sony IPs would you like to see go to VR? Uncharted, Last of Us. They've got a lot. Like this, they've got old shit too that they could go to. Like
all of them. Just take them all. All of them.
You want them all?
All of them.
Just want them all. You're desperate. Don't be desperate though.
Everything.
Were you like a Sony fan like for ages, or like were you like a Nintendo kid, or what were you?
I had an Xbox for a time there.
Disgusting. Don't let Chris hear that. Don't you let Chris hear that?
I don't exclude anybody.
Okay,
I play them all.
that's fine.
If I had the money, I'd collect them all. I'd have all the Pokemons.
But they're all flat, so you wouldn't touch them.
Not the flat ones. I'm talking about the VR ones.
Oh, you're talking about headsets. Okay,
Mm.
that's fine. But yeah, Horizon, VR. What else could it be? Oh, Dino Crisis. That's not Sony though. That's Capcom. What are you saying?
I just repeated Dino Crisis.
All right, yeah, I love that game. Did you play that one?
Not really. No.
And I know Capcom. This is completely unrelated, but
Maybe on the Dreamcast. Maybe one on the Dreamcast.
Did they release in the Dreamcast? Maybe they got a few sequels. I think some of them were shit.
I don't know.
It would rock if
remember.
somehow all flat games could go VR in the headset with magic. Says Mass. Oh my god! Why? I knew this would happen. Apologies about this. Decepticon's video just went massive. Whoops! I made him turn invisible. Didn't want to do that.
What are you doing over there?
Let me just shrink him down to size. This is to do with Skype, so if it's like he loses connection at all, it just shrinks the resolution, I think, and that's why it shrinks it. But I apologize.
There it is.
Time Splitters.
There it is.
That's one I never played, but I heard so much about Time Splitters. Pete Hawkins says a Max Payne game in VR would be bad ass.
Cool.
How about them slow motion dives? That'd be sick in VR, and slow motion too, so you wouldn't feel too sick, you know. But yeah, bullet time would be class. Where were we? Where were we?
IPs.
IPs, yeah. Well, we're just listing out a bunch of random IPs now, but
Just
realistic. If we want to be realistic about Sony London making them, it's probably got to be a Sony IP. You know, so like Max Payne, Time Splitters, all this. Oh yeah, that was what I was gonna say. Dino Crisis. So because of the success of Devil May Cry 5 that came out earlier on this year, Capcom are looking into like reviving older series, and that has to mean Dino Crisis. So I'm hoping for a Dino Crisis remake. Probably won't be VR, I'm not expecting that, but still, I'll play that flat. I don't care what anyone says. That is Decepticon about Horizon.
great job.
But yeah, just like
Great job.
just looking at Horizon flat gameplay, there's a lot of dodging, there's a lot of like being super agile and riding horses, and like you look at this trailer now, you're doing slow motion slides and all this kind of stuff. Not sure how well that would translate to virtual reality. Oh, he's gone tiny again, never mind. To virtual reality. So that's what's making me think it'll be its own thing. You know, plus London studios, they'll put their own spin on it too, I'm sure. If this is true, it's still just a rumor. Even if they are working on it, it could get cancelled. You know, it's never been announced. So, just a kind of fingers crossed on that one.
It's all rumors. It's all rumor talk again. More rumor talk.
I'm pretty sure it will happen, but still. What you drinking, Decepticon, says Peace.
Coffee, Pete Hawkins, coffee.
That's all he drinks, Peace. That's all he drinks with his bony hands. And his tiny little screen. I can't keep adjusting his screen. I'm just gonna let his screen do its own thing.
Just let it go. Just let it go. Just let it go.
Unless he gets ridiculously small.
You're getting distracted.
Then I'll do
You're
something.
getting distracted.
Okay. Is it time to move on from Horizon?
Let's move it on.
Let's move it on.
You already covered it.
Okay.
Tell them to go watch that video.
Whoa,
Tell
yeah,
them
watch
to go
that
watch
video.
that video.
Go watch that Horizon video if you haven't already. But I'm sure you probably have. Next up, PlayStation 4 sales, Decepticon.
Oh,
PlayStation 4 is now officially the second best home console of all time in terms of sales. It's slightly above the PS1 now.
hot damn.
And this got me thinking about something that annoys me a lot, that I see a lot in comment sections and shit like this. When people look at PS4 sales, and then they say, oh, PlayStation 4 sold 100 million units, but the PSVR has only sold like 5. Well, we don't know what it is exactly. Let's say it's 5 for handiness sake. That's only 5% of the player base using PSVRs, and it's like, no, you shouldn't. You can't use that, the whole player base, and compare that like to PSVR. It's completely unfair to PSVR. You gotta treat PSVR as its own platform, I think. You know, because it's not like
basically.
Okay, technically,
it's its own device. It's its own thing.
You need a PS4 to use it, so technically it is a peripheral.
It's its own thing.
But it's not like a Kinect. Kinect is just a camera. You stick it in and place it on top. The PSVR requires a much bigger investment. It has its own exclusive games.
Its own library.
Exactly.
Yep.
So what people should be comparing to is they should be saying, "Oh look, PSVR is the best-selling headset, 5 million." Why is Decepticon's neck so small? Says Nerd Boglin. Don't insult Decepticon's neck, Nerd.
Yeah.
All right.
Why is my neck so small?
Why are you insulting his neck
I'm
like
wearing
that?
a hood. I'm wearing a hood.
Because he's a
nerd.
It doesn't work out. He's not lifting. Not like me and you, Nerd. Lifting all day, all night. But yeah, PSVR. Let's say it's roughly 5 million, or it's heading towards 5 million. And then what's next? The Oculus or Vive or something like that. That they're like distant second and third. So PSVR is what's setting the bar for next generation. You know, when PSVR 2 comes out, eventually they're going to be looking at how its sales are comparing to PSVR 1. Not PS5's user base, if you know what I mean. Because it's the first generation. Anyway, that's just something I wanted to rant about briefly. Because it came to my head. Still, very impressive PS4. I'm not sure. Do you think it will catch the PS2?
It'll probably beat it. Oh, I think
you think it'll catch the PS2?
Will probably beat. I think the PS5 will then trump all the PS4 and all that stuff too as well.
Just looking at the top, like if you look at the top 5 of like all home consoles, 4 of those are PlayStations. Like the only non-PlayStation up there is the Wii U, or not the Wii U, the Nintendo Wii, and that's in like 4th place. So like Sony kind of dominates with the hardware. Just saying. Christopher Hart would like to hear.
I have had them all.
Me too. Except for Visa. That's the only one I didn't want.
I didn't know any of the handhelds. No handhelds.
I got a PSP as a gift.
No PSPs. No handhelds. No Nintendos.
For that Metal Gear Solid.
Just a Wii. I did buy a Wii.
Giuseppe. I think we're moving on to the next topic. Is there anything else to say about that?
That's it.
But because like sales are slowing down now, so this is going to be like the last. This holiday is going to be the last big push for PS4 before PS5 comes. Because like the last year of sales is always like the most difficult. Especially now that they've announced PS5, people are going to be holding off. Thinking like, well, I might as well save my money for PS5. But yeah, I still think they'll probably get a big boost for like Black Friday and stuff like that. Chopped, what's up? 5XL says, I was just on my Visa. Says 5XL. You and nobody else, 5XL. Although I heard there was a cool Killzone game on Visa.
Playing
Mercenaries. Vita. What is this? 2010, says Yukmilk B?
Vitaman.
The Vitaman. Eating your vitamins.
Vitaman.
Yeah. So next topic. And we're going to, like we should have probably started the show warning ye that this has been an awful slow news week. I've been.
It's a boring. It's a boring show.
It's a boring show.
He's gonna bore the shit out of you. He's already boring the shit out of me. You know.
I'm sorry about that.
It's gonna be boring.
But that's why he's wearing the suit. That's why he's wearing the costume.
Pull your pillows out.
He's
pull your blankets out. Tuck yourselves in.
He's entertaining you with his costume. So that's why he exists. He's like the court jester. Do a dance, Decepticon. Juggle something. Juggle. Why don't you juggle something? Killzone Mercenaries was good. That's the one. Killzone Mercenaries, and that was by Guerrilla Cambridge, which is coincidence because we're talking about Sony first-party studios, and they're the guys who made Riggs, and they're the guys that Sony shut down. Which I wish they didn't, because they could have been another viewer-dedicated studio alongside Sony London. It would have been really nice to have two. But it's disappointing that they shut them down. I don't blame them for Riggs either. It's not like it was their fault. Riggs is a good game.
Whose fault is it?
It's just the fault of like the genre that they picked.
All right.
Which,
just relax.
Okay, technically that's a poor decision on their part. But I don't know. Maybe Sony made them. Maybe Sony were like, you know what? We need a multiplayer game to launch PSVR with, so make something like that. But yeah. So yeah, next topic is Sony are looking to acquire more studios. Let me read out this article that I got this from. This is from Push Square. Studio acquisitions are all the rage nowadays. Microsoft can't put on a conference without blah blah. Just skip to the part that I want to get to. There it is. As part of its latest earnings call, where it was also announced that the PlayStation 4 is now the second best-selling home console of all time, the hardware manufacturer said it will continue to pursue growth investment opportunities to enhance content IP. In other words, Sony is in talks with more studios in order to bolster its first-party lineup that little bit more. So that's the question then, Decepticon.
Look at this comment from Pete Hawkins. Look at his comment.
What's he saying?
See his comment?
What's he
Look
saying?
at his comment. What's this? Look at this.
That's
Look at
Decepticons.
this. Thinks I wear this to
out
get
to, out to
Walmart.
Walmart for milk costume. Just a normal day in the world, Decepticon. And his pocket calculator TV. Get roasted once again.
Loves that. Cat loves it. He wants to be back on it.
He's going to be on it. He's going to be on
That's
your.
all it is.
He's going to be on your website if you're not careful, please.
But them two geckos.
His bad website that he doesn't tell people
Them
about.
geckos.
Them geckos, yeah. With them maggots hiding the grubs
Mean
or whatever you call them.
geckos.
Mealworms, that's probably what it is.
Eating snails.
Decepticon. Yeah, so this idea of Sony acquiring more studios got me thinking.
What?
What?
You ain't thinking of anything.
Wouldn't it be nice if they acquired more VR studios? Because right now they just got Sony London. That's kind of their only dedicated VR studio.
Uh-huh.
What about First Contact? What about First Contact Entertainment?
What about them? What about them?
What about Sony acquiring them, making them first party?
What about them?
I think it's a good fit.
Go get a bigger budget.
I think it's a good fit. You know? Technically, Sony own Firewall. It's a first party IP. And I think that technically makes it the only like multiplayer exclusive they have, like dedicated multiplayer. I know that Uncharted has it, but nobody really plays Uncharted for the multiplayer. Well, not many people anyway. How old are you guys? Says Matt. Decepticon's like 60 something.
62.
I'm 29.
He's like 30, maybe. You can't tell. You know what I mean? Could be 20, could be 50.
I'm a 60-year-old woman. You know? That's just how Irish women look. Decepticon, any studios you would like to see?
Oh, the Firewall? No, not now. With
Not
VR?
now?
You know what I mean? Who else? Who else would there be? Who else?
Think of the VR games that you like.
Well,
and the studios behind them.
whatchamacallit, the studios closed that made Rush of Blood, right?
No, Supermassive Games. They're not closed, but they've just moved away from VR entirely.
I'd like to see a budgeted of that. That'd be nice.
Yeah. They've been making them you know how they made Until Dawn? Like the original Until Dawn. And like now they've moved on to this series called The Dark Anthology.
Yep.
Your screen has gone tiny again. Your arch enemy says Sony barely advertises for Firewall. That's true. I wish they would put in more effort in that regards. Like they put the videos and stuff on their YouTube channel, which is like
sometimes you see it. Sometimes you'll see it in like a little small commercial.
Like in a sizzle reel and stuff like that.
Yeah, like one of those quick ones.
And they did have a TV spot for it when it first came out. But yeah, it'd be nice if they pushed it a bit more. And I'd love to see Firewall 2, of course. Hopefully Sony is interested in that as well. Yeah, is that it? You got no other thoughts? No other thoughts on a studio you want to see? No. No other VR games that you really enjoyed and you're like, you know what, this studio's nice. No, all right.
Because it's all rumor talk again.
That's all we have. There's no news this week. All right.
It's all could be talk.
It's opinion. It's opinion. It's not rumor. It's opinion. All right. Pete Hawkins says, "Do the studios have to pay for Sony for advertising?" No, I don't think so. I think you enter in a marketing deal with Sony, and then Sony is like taking care of that. Especially when Sony own the IP, so it's in their interest to do all the advertising. Yeah.
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 Yes. Next topic, Decepticon, is... Let me get rid of this.
What is it?
Hideo Kojima, our Lord and Savior.
You just yelled at everybody.
Because he's my Lord and Savior. I love Hideo Kojima to bits. I'd do anything for the man. Anything. I'd kill for him. I'd kill for him.
What about the twins? What if he was like sacrificed to twins now?
No problem. No problem. How do you want it done? How do you want it done?
Sacrifice Twins now, and we'll give you Death Stranding.
The studio that made Warzone, says 5XL. Same studio. No thank you, 5XL. I think the PS5 is the key for Sony to promote VR more due to the hardware. What say you, says Mass. I think it's going to look a lot better, so that means it's going to appeal to the masses a lot more. But still, it's always very hard to promote VR. Like when you're using flat videos to try and do it, you know? It's kind of something you almost need to experience.
Is that you? Is that you in that picture?
That's me. Someone, did you take this? Did you take that picture? Pete knows. Pete knows he's a legend.
Is his face really in the sky?
Yeah. That's the clouds. The clouds formed that way, you know?
All right.
Anyway, this is about Hideo Kojima's thoughts on VR. He recently had an interview with the German YouTube channel. I'm going to read out what he said exactly about VR.
Chop gave you $5 asking you why you yelling at everyone.
What the fuck is this? What? Why
Chop, just
yelling?
You
Am I yelling? Am I yelling? Chop, thank you very much, Chop. Am I yelling?
Of course you're yelling.
Am I yelling? All right, that's fine.
You're yelling.
That's fine. I'm yelling because I'm home alone, Chopped.
Go ahead, yell more. I want to hear you get more
because
excited.
I'm home alone, Chopped.
Go ahead, you get more.
No, you know what? I'm not
excited. Go ahead, get excited.
I'm not performing for you. I'm not performing for you.
Start getting hyped up. Go ahead,
no.
Take the coat off.
You take off your bones. Why don't you take off your bones, Decepticon?
I can't.
Why don't you show us the bone zone? Show everyone the bone zone. All right, we all want to see the bone zone.
Bone zone? You want to see the bone zone?
Let's see the bone zone.
All right.
Do it.
I'll helicopter it up on the screen.
Okay. Let's see it. Chopped, thank you very much for your generosity once again.
Immediately.
Anyway, let me read out what Kojima said when he was asked about VR. So he said, this is all translated, of course, because he's Japanese and he doesn't speak English. He says, as for VR, I'm really interested in it. I think I'm not free enough for it. I said in the panel yesterday, we have a monitor or a square like an iPad or iPhone, a kind of frame. VR is kind of free from that limitation of this framing aspect. I want to do it definitely, but I don't have time right now to really concentrate on VR. He then said, but using VR, it won't be like a game, maybe more of art or educational simulator. I think there'll be a breakthrough using VR. In the next 5 years, I think streaming will be the biggest thing. And if you're streaming, you cannot use frame rates as much as you want, but in VR, the frame rate is really important. Right now, streaming can't catch up to the VR aspect, so I think now is a good time for VR to develop. So,
what if the translator was just being nice and he was actually like, I hate VR. VR is trash.
VR is trash. But I didn't like that. He basically said VR is trash, if you ask me. VR is something that really needs to be experienced in order to get sales, says 5XL.
It does. It does.
What's the comments say after 5XL? Something about Halloween started in Ireland. Can you read that?
What's the matter? What?
After 5XL's comment. Can you just read that?
After 5XL's comment?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Chop's comment?
I don't know who it is. I can't see the screen. It's gone past the screen.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. You know? Just Jesus Christ. Yeah, just read it. Just read it.
Just read it. Kind of disappointed you're not in the costume?
There we go. Thank you.
There you go.
There we go. Now we're caught up. 5XL says, when I got mine, I showed everyone in my family. I ended up getting my family to... Wait, what? I ended up getting my family to end up buying 4 more units for themselves.
Jesus.
5XL. You can't bully your family into buying expensive equipment like that. Alright? Let them go. You know, let them live their own lives.
If mine breaks, I'm taking yours.
Nert Bogdan says frame rate. Yeah, now that's roughly translated from Japanese, so we get the idea of what he's trying to say. Like, when you're in VR, you need consistent frame rate. But I don't agree with that he's saying the next big thing for the next 5 years is going to be streaming. I know everyone's kind of pushing for that with, like, Google Stadia and all that shit. But I just don't think it's going to be big. At least I'm hoping it's not. I don't like the idea of streaming. I just don't. I like that physical media, or like having it on locally on your system. Same, Chopped. He could have wore a mini pumps nappies or something. Disgusting. Why you want me to wear nappies, please? I was going to wear my Green Man suit, but the lighting.
You chickened out.
Yeah, okay, I chickened out, alright. And you're welcome, by the way. You wouldn't have liked it.
Chicken thied out.
Chicken thied out. But yeah. But can you imagine PT in VR?
That'd be amazing.
It
It'd be
would have been
amazing. It'd be
amazing.
terrifying.
I feel like it could be in VR. You know,
Could be.
if things had been differently, have
If
ended
things had
differently
been
with
differently, they
Kojima
probably would have been in
and
VR.
Konami.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
even just that demo. Never mind the full Silent Hills game.
Do you still have the demo? Did you delete
Yeah,
it?
I still have it. I got it backed up in a hard drive,
Oh,
so that I'll always have it.
I got it too.
I wonder will it work on PS5? Backwards compatibility.
Mm.
It'll be interesting to see that. But yeah. So that's like two. Well, no, he says no, but like it would have been great if he's interested. We need more big names, like doing VR games. We got like Amy Hennig. Do you know her?
No, name doesn't sound familiar.
She used to work at Naughty Dog. She like created the Uncharted games.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And like Soul Reaver. Did you ever play them on PS1 days?
Yep.
She made that too. So yeah, so her next game is a VR game.
Yeah, I forgot to mention 5XL with a good mention on that. How about them Plus games?
Oh yeah, good point. Outlast 2 and Neo. I've heard
Good
Outlast
games.
2 is a lot worse than the first one though. I really liked the first one.
I enjoyed both. I enjoyed Outlast 2 a lot. It's dark. That's a dark ass game.
Okay.
Fucked up.
Pete Hawkins asks, "Are you excited for Death Stranding?" I couldn't be more excited, especially that trailer. Even though I feel like it was probably loads of spoilers in that trailer, but that's a super hype trailer. I do love me some Kojima. Matt says, "My uncle came from Arizona and hates video games. I put him in Rush of Blood and he went right to Best Buy when he got home and spent over $1,000 on PSVR gear. My aunt wants to kill me for showing him PSVR." Nice one, Matt. But that's it's kind of spreading like word of mouth.
It's like the Wii. It's basically like 5XL said. If people play it enough, like your average Joe will probably purchase that rather than a gamer.
But with the Wii, like it's a lot easier to advertise that in a television commercial than it is for VR. Like if your uncle saw Rush of Blood on a flat screen,
you have to experience it.
You need to. But that's the problem. That's why it's kind of taken so long to take off.
And a lot of people think it's way more expensive than it is too. A lot of people think it's like ridiculously expensive. It can be, but you can also find like ridiculously good sales too.
Yep. But that's it for Kojima. I don't think he will make a VR game. I was hoping, like my fingers were crossed, that because he was teamed up with Sony for Death Stranding, that he might have like a bonus VR mode or something with that game, because he loves to use the hardware that Sony have. Like he's using the motion controller so that when the baby cries, you rock the controller to rock the baby in the game, like that kind of stuff. So I was hoping he would do VR, but apparently not.
You gotta rock your controller. I'm
gonna fall in love with that
your
baby.
Own baby and rock your baby with the controller attached to him.
VR must be experienced. Also, too many haters out there that have never even. That's so annoying, isn't it? So you go to the comment sections like, "Oh, VR pass," or "You lost me at VR."
You got the Christopher Hearts out there. You got them Christopher Hearts out there.
Yeah. 5XL says, "Modern Warfare has night maps that force you to use night vision. All I could think was this will be sick in Firewall. Yes, it would."
Yeah.
And I keep saying it that I'm pretty sure they had night vision in the original build of that game, but they had to remove it. Same with flashlights. They definitely had flashlights, but they had to remove them too.
I think that'll come. I think that'll eventually come. An all dark map with camera, like night vision. But just that map specific, probably not an actual tool.
Oh, I don't know. That'd be cool. Nerf Boglin says, "My dad loves my PSVR so much, he wants everyone who comes over for Thanksgiving to try it. Dad sounds like a cool guy, Nerd. You should get him here instead of you." 5XL says, "Can you permanently hush the baby by shaking the shit out of it? If you shake it too much, you'll like agitate the baby. So you don't want to do that."
Play your harmonica.
Yeah, play that harmonica. That song, they got that new song, is good too. No Man's Sky update, Decepticon. We got one today. And this added stuff like weekend missions now, where it's like everyone goes to the same planets to do a mission, so you got like an increased chance of running into people. And It has like a featured base thing now, so that people, you know how people are making custom games, kind of. There's like a skeet ball one they showed, where you can like click on this and it'll take you there, so you can see it now. But a lot of people disappointed. Still no PS4 Pro update for this game. Do you think we're going to get a PS4 Pro update for No Man's Sky?
Probably, eventually.
So? He's an alcoholic, says Nerd. Okay. Things have to get dark, Nerd. Gotta make things awkward now. Real awkward. Decepticon, you handle this.
I just ignore Nerd.
Just ignore Nerd? That's a good idea.
I just ignore Nerd.
Good idea. Okay, I'm going to let you cover this next one, Decepticon. Is there anything else to say about No Man's Sky? That was awful quick.
Pistol Whip.
All right, Pistol Whip.
What about it?
Whip my pistols.
What about it? The music is questionable. Man, the music is questionable. And now that I've seen more gameplay, it doesn't look as fast-paced as I thought it would be.
Yeah.
It doesn't look as crazy as I thought it was going to be.
I'm showing a video here while you're talking. Boss, this video, I should stress, first of all, it's from Upload Viewer, their YouTube channel. And this video has been played on like easy and normal mode, so that's why maybe it doesn't look as crazy or hectic as...
But even though, like, someone was asking questions, like, even in the hard mode, it didn't seem like all that hard. There was maybe... The enemies don't spawn more of, they just get harder to shoot.
Okay.
Like, their endurance increases.
Interesting.
Which is kind of meh. I would expect, like, more people to pop out or something.
Well, Pete Hawkins says, not played No Man's Sky since the first week of the viewer patch. I still don't enjoy it. I've tried so hard, says Pete Hawkins. I haven't played it in ages either, but we got to go back and do that permanent death, like do a series on that. That can be fun.
Could be.
But it's still, I just love like flying around in space.
Now that everything's fixed.
But I don't love the actual core gameplay of No Man's Sky.
The survival part.
But the viewer implementation is excellent.
It's neat.
Agreed. The trailer looks much faster and exciting, says 5XO.
Yep.
Chop
and says, the song choices are pop EDM, so I'm kind of like, nah.
That's all down to personal taste, of course, like your mileage and vary.
Right.
Chop says, I want real games. We have enough rhythm shit.
It's another rhythm game. It's not. It's like mixed. You could make it a rhythm game if you want it to be. And I think Nathy posted a video where he's shooting on time, which basically you're supposed to. You're supposed to shoot with
you get extra points if you shoot on with the beat, like
supposed to dodge everything on the beat and everything. It's very beat oriented.
Can you read that comment I just missed?
What? Where you missing? How are you missing comments?
Because
what are you doing?
When another comment pops up, it knocks out the other one. Can you not see the screen?
Why'd you make the font so big?
So I can read it.
How you need a pop-up window like I do? Yeah, Diz, you talking about Diz's comment? Whose was it?
Before Diz. My son's.
5XL. Lost my boner for this game.
After that one.
What, Matt's? No Man's Sky?
It's something about my sons and we could never get all of us to see each other. That's in there. That's what I can see.
All right, No Man's Sky. That's the Matt's comment. Okay. No Man's Sky still has glitches. I play online with my sons and we could never get all of us to see each other. One time I did, and he was a flower, and the other one was on the wrong planet. Or could have been LSD. No,
he was a flower?
We had the same problem.
No, we didn't have a flower. We didn't have a flower.
Not a flower, but I was on the same game you guys were, but you couldn't see me, and I couldn't see you guys.
So they still haven't fixed that?
I guess not.
Deez says, how's it going, Deez, by the way? Virtual Reality Oasis played Pistol Whipped and said it's awesome. That's the thing I wanted to point out, is that all these like bigger YouTubers and influencers or whatever, they're getting hands-on access, but they're all seem to be impressed with us. You know, Nathy has come out and said it's like the next big thing.
But I don't know.
Gotta wait and see. Like,
are these also just nice comments because they got the game for free?
Well, no, because then they say nice comments about every single game because they're getting all these games for free. They're the big guys, you know.
They do. Does anyone trash anything but us?
I don't know. But I just mean, like, maybe it could be a lot better in the game. If you know, like, it looks a bit slow there, like what I'm looking at now. But keep in mind, this is easy mode as well. And
it depends on, like, like I said too, your music preference. Yeah. If that's not your music taste, you probably won't be big into this game.
But it's also possible that they could have like DLC with like different music styles and genres and stuff like that. which could be very cool.
Will be more artists.
Like, I'm interested in this game.
I don't know what label they used either, because I didn't recognize any of the artist names, so it's some sort of lower
public domain
label. No, it's not public domain, because the artists all had like at least they were somewhat known. They were big, the larger people performing and played like festivals and shit.
Okay.
So they're real producers. They're actual producers making the music.
You're not interested in buying this?
It depends. It all depends. How much, and I want to see other people playing it and see what they say.
Okay. Well, it's been like how many tracks as well, like because it's only so much
too.
you can
how
do
many songs
before it gets
is
boring.
Right. If it's like 12 songs, then probably not.
I see.
But it looks like it's a lot. I don't know.
Looks like a lot of songs.
Yeah, I keep seeing different backgrounds and different songs in all different people's clip. Because now the game's out and about, so like all the people are.
Yeah, they're releasing a good few, like a variety of tracks.
Yep.
5XL says true. People tend to be more positive towards games so that they don't piss off the developers. But see, when you look at the guys like the big ones like Nathy, like he can afford to like shit in a game if he wants, because it's the developers who kind of come not groveling, but you know. They come to these big guys hoping that they'll cover, because Nathy covering a game and even being negative is probably going to like have a bigger impact on their sales than like a smaller YouTuber being positive, because just that he's got like way more reach. Chop says I'll pass. It needs a demo, says 5XL. I agree with that.
Yeah, it needs a demo.
Demo will be very nice.
Yep.
If they're wise, they'll have it. Does Beat Saber have a demo?
Nope. Strange. They need a demo too.
Strange. Prozac, how's it going? Decepticon's costume is fucking dope. I've forgotten he's wearing it. You know, he expects you to wear this like every week.
You know what I mean? This is my milk. This is my milk buying outfit. Like, you know what? I need milk today. Put on my helmet. Joe Mama. Nart's still on the Joe Mama tip. Damn. Like it's 1993.
Still a fresh one wherever the Nart is from.
When you're 12 years old, Joe Mama's brand new.
Damn. Giuseppe. Let me tell you about a little game I played recently. let me tell you about a little game I played recently. If there was a demo, there would be no need for the game. Well, you could have like different tracks and stuff. I missed a comment, something to some guys too, of course, that went too fast. Beat Saber has a demo on the Oculus. Strange. These comments coming in too fast now. Hold on a sec.
What are you doing?
Can you read out the comments I missed? I don't ask much of you, Decepticon. You know?
Beat Saber has a demo on the Oculus.
No, I've seen that.
Diz says pistol whips look better than most every game that is released over the last 2 months. Okay. Then Pete Hawkins says, "You seen the Beat Saber Darth Maul controller holder thing?
With the double thing?
The double thing.
I've seen that. Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Prozac, are those his pajamas? They are my pajamas. Chop, that's what he's wearing to take out Rukia.
Take her out, like, as
I already did.
Take her out.
This is the after out.
As in, like, kill
outfit. Her. This is the after outfit.
To murder her. You're gone tiny now.
That's why she's not in chat at the moment.
Yeah, that would explain it. That's why you were covered in blood at the start of the conversation earlier on. 5XL says, I played the demo on Quest and loved it, but I ain't buying it because I don't want to sweat in the headset. Sick rhymes, 5XL.
Alright.
But yeah, Beat Saber's fun. And I think Pistol Whipped could be fun too. Like hard mode or expert mode or something like that, where stuff is coming really fast. Like that'll be.
And still could be fun because you're dodging, you're doing the whole moving all over the place. They're always fun games.
Fucking dope pajamas. Bring Karen up from the basement and have her read your comments, says Chopped. Wouldn't that be nice? But no. She let out a scream.
The wife's not home either. The wife's not home either. This is the time to bring her upstairs.
Don't worry about us. That's for off stream. Alright, no video footage, no evidence allowed.
That was the part where you screamed like a woman right there. You're like,
I was just about to talk about Don't Knock Twice, which is the game I'm sure you heard me screaming about if you watch this channel. So I'm just going to give a quick review because we're desperate for content here, Decepticon.
Just tell people to watch a video.
No, because it's like It's like watching the whole game. You
So you
spoil
gonna
everything.
talk about it?
You
I
spoil
talk about
everything.
it.
I'm just going to
Go
talk.
ahead.
I'm going to very briefly now. All
You
right.
got scared. You know what? There
Well,
you
first
go.
of all, I want to know is which game came out first, this one or Paranormal Activity? I feel like it's this
I
one.
don't know. They're exactly the
But
same
they are
game.
exactly the same game, and
They
they're
are
not the same
exactly the
developers.
same game.
They're not the
And
same
I don't know
developers,
why
I don't
anyone
think.
didn't talk about Don't Knock Twice like that. Like no one talked about it. And with the people that did talk about it, talk shit about it. And it doesn't look like a bad game.
I think the reason they talk so shit is because when Don't Knock Twice came out first, it had like click turn only, it had all this bullshit. And they improved it like later with patches. But the
And see,
damage
I
was
think a
done.
lot of games are doing that, and no one's covering. Like games are redeeming themselves, and then they just go
Well, these
away.
games need to fucking learn to launch with these basic features
Right,
that people
everything
need. Like,
correct.
but this was like Don't Knock Twice came out like I want to say maybe
Early.
2
This
years
was an
ago,
early one. Yeah, this was an early one.
something like that.
But so did Paranormal Activity.
Chop says
Activity.
Paranormal came out first. Thank you,
Interesting.
Chop.
All right, so
But
don't
there
not
couldn't,
tie.
but there couldn't have
Don't Knock
been,
Twice.
there could not have been much time between them.
Hmm.
So that makes like it looks like one of them is directly ripping off the other one. But
Right, exactly the same game.
you even have to collect like 5 random things in
It's
the
the same-
house
it's the
for
same
to make a
thing on the
ritual to
pentagram.
Satan or some shit
On
like
a
that.
pentagram.
On a pentagram, exactly. Muzz, how's it going? Hello, fellas. I see Decepticon has on his usual dating gear to go out in the town and hunt down the ladies. It's what he uses for Rukia. Jimbo, the Don't Knock Twice vids were quality. Thank you, Jimbo. It looks
did
slightly
look,
better than
it
Paranormal
looked on
Activity.
par, if not better than Paranormal Activity.
I would say it's on par. But if you ask me which is the better game, I'd have a hard time picking between the two.
And I wish I
really
didn't
hard
really
time.
watch your video to know all the
Yeah,
jump
you
scares.
spoiled everything.
Now I
Yeah.
know like every jump scare. I'm like, can't play that.
But both of them as well, they both have 2 endings. So like I could have got a different ending if I didn't attack her at the end.
Extended. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Knock Twice was 2018, says Chopped. And then when was Paranormal Activity 2017?
2017.
Oh, a whole year before. Okay, well then they could have completely ripped it off then. It just felt like to me that they came out around the same time. I don't know why. But yeah, they're so similar. Like it's not even funny how similar. Like they both have the same weaknesses too. Like so both of them control awkwardly and they're kind of clunky and kind of annoying at times. You're juggling things and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Having a hard time with the doors.
Yeah, all that shit. It's like you'd swear it's the same developers. Even though I'm pretty sure it's not.
Same game. It looks exactly the same.
But they both have the great atmosphere.
Different jump scare.
I find both of these games scarier than Resident Evil 7. Like
Yeah, I thought
because
Paranormal Activity was scarier than
you're just
Resident Evil 7.
like there's a constant tension.
It's the jump scares. It's the
It's the absence of jump scares too. Like they don't overuse the jump scares. It's like when you expect a jump scare, it's not there.
The one in Paranormal Activity where you gotta in the closet where the little girl crawls through the floor and there's a battery.
Yeah.
I could have, you like something's gonna grab your hand when you go down to grab the battery. But, like nothing happens.
Yeah.
Nothing happens.
But that's what.
Spoiler.
Like, it was you scaring yourself the whole time, like you know.
It's you scaring yourself.
But I think Don't Knock Twice had like the best jump scare of any VR game I've ever played because they
Screamed
with the baby on my leg. That just was horrifying. Like
and you can't see it on stream.
No, that was the annoying thing. You couldn't see that.
Yeah, it was too low.
Yeah, but like the whole thing is you got a phone on your hip, and throughout the whole game this phone is beeping, and you get so used to just looking down, picking it up, and then it takes advantage of the fact that you've taken this phone for granted. So then it beeps. You go to pick it up and there's a baby on your leg giggling. It's not even scary. It's just like a stupid baby giggling.
It's just that.
I was like, it's a happy baby, you know. it's happy, but it was so shocking that oh man, I nearly shat myself. No weapons make a huge
your hands
difference.
rattling pretty good where you're trying to hit the lady with the
Jimbo,
you see your hand going. Woo.
Jimbo makes a good point where he says no weapons make a huge difference. And I think that's a big reason why the first hour of Resident Evil 7, where you have no weapons, that's like the scariest.
It's terrifying.
That's the scariest of that game. Like,
yep.
Too bad we could never get PT in VR. We were just talking about that a few minutes ago, Muzz. But yeah, definitely agree. That would have been class in VR.
Yep.
Maybe one day. Dreams. Somebody's remade PT in Dreams, so if we can get VR for that would be sick. The sickest.
Did you see that rumor? I don't know if it's a rumor or if it's a real thing.
What you got?
That they may add a thing where you can publish your games from Dreams.
And actually, like, make money from them?
Yes, correct.
Damn.
Yeah.
How would that work?
But that's a future. Would
it be like DLC for Dreams?
I don't know how it's all going to be. This is all something I'm pretty sure I just saw like a snippet somewhere.
5XL says, speaking of babies, Cuba Gooding Jr. has something to say, and Dice knows what it is. Did you link me to that? I've seen that video.
That video
What's going on?
Funny.
What's with that?
I don't know.
Weird. What's going on?
That's a good one.
What's going on with these celebrities?
5XL. That's a good one. 5XL.
One for the collection.
And it is. Yep, that went right to the collection.
Yeah. Decepticon. I wrote a topic here. I'm not sure if we want to cover it, but seeing as it's Halloween, I wanted just to ask maybe, what's your favorite PSVR like horror game, and is there a game that's not in VR, like a horror game that you would like to see in VR? And we just talked about PT. That's my one.
Mm-hmm. But Alien Isolation.
Yeah.
In like official VR,
that's
like official one.
Big one.
Not a modded one, like a made one, like made for VR. That'd be great. Give me that.
How about a Dreams replica? Because they are making. There's a.
It'd still be cheesy.
I saw that.
I want a studio made thing.
Oh shit! I got
$5 for Chopped.
Chopped. Thank you once again, Chopped. Keeping food on my table. I do appreciate that, Chopped, and I missed the comment above Chopped.
Just made you a sandwich.
Did? Thank you, Chopped. Once again, thank you. And what was the comment before Chopped?
What the fuck is this?
Muzz. What are some other early topics I can reiterate on with late topics?
Okay. Well, let's
late
see.
Comments. Late comments.
Horizon, PS4 selling, Sony acquiring studios, Pistol Whipped, No Man's Sky.
Animation.
Of what?
Something. I don't know.
Oh no, I'm planning. I've got the next few days all to myself. I'm going to be doing all kinds of stuff, including like animations and stuff like that.
All right. They all, man, here they lie is like...
I don't enjoy that game.
Nauseation simulator.
Yeah.
It's like the one game where I can put 5 minutes into that game and I instantly feel sick.
But the only reason I feel sick in that game is because it forces the click turning, and I hate click turning.
It's not... the click turn is not...
For me.
That. Me, it's the slow-moving, tilty... Like, when you're walking the
head
path.
bob.
Like this. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Shut that shit off.
Yeah. I can see why that would be, but for me, it's
but
the
again,
click turn.
that game, I stomach through it. It was so good, I stomach through it.
Not for me.
I enjoyed it. It gets weird. It's real weird.
Yeah, so you say Alien Isolation, I say PT. And that's that. That's my own topic I submitted, so there's my question answered.
All right.
Let me hit you up with a flat topic. Decepticon.
What's that?
The Death Stranding launch trailer. That was sick.
Whoa.
That was sick as hell. Did you even watch that? You probably didn't.
No.
You don't care. But still.
No, don't care.
But look, that game looks right up your alley. Like, how can you... Like, just watch this. And tell me you're not intrigued. Tell me you're not intrigued after watching the trailer. All right?
I mean, it looks
Don't buy the game. Don't play the game.
There's no way I'm playing it unless I'm playing it for free.
Okay. The Cuba Gooding Jr. quote should be a notification for the cheapest donation or something since 5XL. I don't know. Would I get in trouble for having that shit on the notification? I say W's on Firewall, says Chopped. What?
I say W's on Firewall?
I can't make sense of that. Wins on Firewall? Amnesia, yes. Yes. Rec Room has too many kids. Fuck that game.
Yep. What? Yep. It's spoiled. It was good. It had its time,
trailer.
and now it's dead.
It was like 8 minutes piece. It was like a crazy long trailer. It just kept going. Like when you think every time it's a Kojima trailer comes on, you think it's going to end, and there's another like 3 minutes.
Got you real moist, didn't it?
Oh man, big time. Here They Lie didn't bother me at all. I love the trippy ending where everything around you starts moving.
Yeah, it's neat, man. There's some cool shit in that game.
Who made that one?
What? Here They Lie?
Tangerine Works or DreamWorks or no, not DreamWorks. Tangerine something, I think. But yeah, Death Stranding trailer, class. That's all I want to say about that. But seen as it's Halloween, how about we recommend horror movies? You got any horror movies that you would recommend?
Hereditary.
Hereditary?
Watch that Hereditary.
Yeah, I've seen that. That's good.
I just rewatched that movie a couple nights ago. That is some good shit.
Is there any movie that you'd have trouble watching by yourself? Or are you like, you're cool?
Not
cool
now.
With everything?
Nah, not now. Nah.
Chop says big screen be a fun thing. I did hear about an update for big screen where they're adding in like a retro type cinema screen. But yeah, hopefully that's coming to us.
Big screen could be fun.
Tangentleman, thank you, Peace. I knew it was Tang something.
So what about you? How about you? Is there a movie that scares you? Scares the daylights out of you that you can't watch by yourself?
The Exorcist.
Really? The Exorcist?
Because like, first of all, the first time I saw it.
So did the games terrify you?
Yeah. The first 3 chapters did, and then the last 2 were disappointed. Right. But I say I was raised Catholic, and you know how they give that disclaimer at the beginning. It was like, oh, it's based on true events. I was 8 years old when I saw that. It's like, oh shit, this actually happened somewhere. You know. Oh my god, I didn't sleep. I didn't sleep for weeks. The Entity is always a classic scary movie in my house.
That's a good one.
The Entity. I don't think I've seen that one.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
That sounds good. The Thing. That's a classic.
The Thing's real good. Even the second one was good.
The remake, the
prequel.
But didn't it just cover the same beats as the first one again?
Kind of. It was basically the same with CG stuff, and the CG shit was corny, but it was still good. It was still watchable.
I could care less about Death Stranding, honestly. I can't wait for Final Fantasy VII Remake. That's going to be the shit. I could care less about this Final Fantasy VII Remake, you know?
Whoa!
How'd you like that? How'd you like that? Yeah!
Wow.
Yeah, Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Yeah.
Terrifying. Deej, how's it going? The Fly. The Fly freaked me out when I was young as well. Yeah.
Fly and Fly 2. I like both of them.
Brundle Fly, or the son of the Fly as well.
Yeah, there's some gnarly parts in that movie, like where he pukes on the guy's arm and his arm disintegrates. Yeah,
wasn't there some shit about a dog as well? Like a dog gets deformed.
Oh, and it comes out of the machine.
Yeah. Oh man, it's messed up. Yeah. But I found a lot of people kind of laugh of it now, but Blair Witch.
That movie scared the shit out of me. That was so that was mine where I thought that was real.
I thought that was real as well. My sister was
and the person I went with was the one that suggested. I'd never even heard of it. I was like, "What the hell is this movie?" And it's supposedly real footage and blah, blah, blah. That scared the shit out of me. After the credits rolled, I was like, "All right, now I got to go home and my house is in this. I live in this forest."
Jesus. Nert.
No.
Boglin says Babadook. That was an interesting one.
That was kind of weak for me.
I didn't like the ending. Scary Stories You Tell in the Dark looks good. I want to see that one. I think it's already out of the cinema though, which is weird because you think it'd be here for Halloween.
Hellraiser, the first Hellraiser is really good.
That was a good one. Have you ever seen? There's a French one called Martyrs. Have you ever seen that? It's
Martyrs
fucked up. It's fucked.
Yep,
oh, you've seen that?
That's a messed up movie.
That's a really fucked up movie.
Yep. That's on the list of probably more brutal movies.
Yeah, gore. Maybe not horror. Maybe more body horror. That was, yeah.
It's the Green Island. What was it? The Green...
Not the Green Room, no.
About the villagers. No, the villagers that eat cannibals. They eat people on the island.
Oh, Green...
I can't think of
Cannibal Holocaust?
No, it's something else. It's later. It's a newer one.
Okay.
Jimbo probably knows the title. He's here. Jimbo knows.
I get scared shitless by everything since nerd. Chop says we got it on PS4 already. I don't know what he means though. Jimbo says Martyrs is sick as hell. The American remake. I didn't even know there was an American remake.
Green Inferno. There it is. Yeah.
Green Inferno.
That's good shit.
That's fucked up.
It's messed up. That's a messed up movie. Okay. Brutal. Real brutal.
What else gave me the heebie-jeebies? The first Paranormal Activity movie.
That was good. When it first came out. Yep.
A lot of people they've
corny later, but good when it came out.
They've milked the shit out of it since, and they've kind of ruined it by doing the same thing over and over again.
Yep.
Muzz says the only movie that ever affected me at all was when I was younger was Pet Sematary.
Yeah, that's a good
with
one.
The messed up sister Zelda.
I brought that up on stream before. That sister is so creepy.
What's so creepy about her?
It's just back in the day, being a little kid, you're just like, oh my god, that would be terrifying. And when they bring in the kid too, where he gets hit by the truck, and he's all like brutal, like ran over. Oh my
And
god,
they show that?
They just showed him like pulling him into the hospital, and he's all like run over, his brains hanging out.
Oh Jesus, Forrest Gump, says Nerd. Nerd, take this seriously or go home. All right.
Forrest Gump.
Nerd. I like the others. Interesting twist at the end, says 5X. Yeah, that was a decent one.
Yeah, Green Inferno. There's a scene in that's just like extra brutal, just like over the top brutal.
Okay. So does a film called Bone Tomahawk. I've heard of it.
I don't know that one.
But I haven't seen it.
I don't know that one. Bone Tomahawk. I'm about to copy and paste.
I saw one on Netflix last year called Ghost Stories. That was actually pretty good.
That's okay.
Yeah, I liked it. Martin Freeman was in it. Pet Sematary remake was trash, by the way, says Jimbo.
That shit. It looked alright too. It looked okay.
It's a shame. That is a shame. Any other horror movies, Decepticon? Before we move on.
I think we named them all.
We named every single one. All right. That means...
Poltergeist. Yeah, that's a good one.
Oh, Poltergeist.
We brought that one up the other night.
Yeah, that freaked me out when I was a child. Scary Stories is decent, but any movie that Guillermo del Toro is involved with is always going to have badass monsters. That's true. That was that other one, Crimson Peak or something like that, that had like really freaky ghosts.
I forgot about that. Yeah, I forgot about that movie.
But it wasn't even a horror. It was like more of like a romantic kind of thing, which was disappointing. Fright Night, the scene of his girlfriend with the crazy long smile.
Fright Night. I forgot about that movie. That's a good one. I had the movie poster of that hanging on my wall.
Richard. How you doing, Richard? Yes, I have a face. And Decepticon has a face too. And he's got bones. Check out his bones, Richard.
You have a face.
Pan's Labyrinth is one of my all-time
Scary,
favorites.
Isn't it, Richard Joseph? That's the scariest thing you've seen on Halloween, isn't it? Is that face of his?
Is Ghost Stories the one that was made to look like a real news type of show? No, that's what was the name of that one? Ghost Hunters or some shit? Like that's an old thing from like the 90s. Ghost Stories was
based off of the book. I think there was a book called Ghost Stories. There was.
I think it was a play.
Was it a play? Is that what it's based off of?
I think so.
How about Ghost Ship? You ever see Ghost Ship?
I think I have. Yeah.
The first scene of Ghost Ship's real good.
Oh, is that with The Wire?
The Wire.
Yeah. I forgot about that. Yeah, that was good. I started rewatching The Haunting of Hill House on Netflix. That's good.
I enjoyed that. I don't think Jimbo enjoyed that. I enjoyed that.
It's pretty good.
I liked it.
Are we done with the spooky stories?
I think spooky stories are over.
Over? That means it's time for the fax machine, Decepticon. Which means I need you you need to be silent for 12 seconds exactly. All right, 3, 2, 1, let's go to the fax machines.
It's that time again for questions and topics submitted by our viewers. So let's go to our fax machine and see what we have. Fax me harder, Daddy. I've been a bad boy.
That's it. Welcome to the fax machine. How do I have the comments set up way better here? Oh, it's because I don't need the space for the fucking video, that's why.
Jesus. Yo, Tales from the Hood was real good. I like that movie. Tales from the Hood.
Don't tell me that was a horror movie. Tales from the Hood.
Yeah, it's a good movie. It's like Tales from the Crypt. It's like 3 short stories.
Okay, but all involving the hood though.
I'm pretty sure no, Pops isn't in that. I was about to say John Witherspoon might be the person that tells the stories in that, but I don't think it is. I think it's spooky. Another guy.
Too spooky for me. 5XL can't get enough of that. That intro was crazy. I'm glad you liked it, Nerd, because your question's up first. Nerd Boglin. Well, we only got 2 questions. You asked so many stupid like non-questions when I asked. Like we've only got 2 questions. Nerd Boglin. Are you going to guess and or do you have the new Call of Duty game? Would you play it with fans if they had it too? I'm going to wait for a sale, Nerd, so I have no idea when I'm going to get it because I'm getting Death Stranding.
Put it in VR, maybe. Put it in VR, maybe.
If they made it a VR game, absolutely. But yeah, I would play it with fans if they wanted to. Your arch enemy says, let's talk unwanted weapon balancing in Firewall. No one was complaining about the HCU before they nerfed it. Now everyone uses the CQB for the most part. Every time they adjust balancing, they weaken rather than buff. New example. C4 with binary has been neutered. After exploding one C4, it takes a long time before you can plant the second. Unnecessary. And the double door blocks? Forget about it. Whoa.
Double door blocks?
Muzzleton, thank you for that fat 10 stack. I appreciate that.
Shoot.
Thank you very much. Happy Halloween. This is for some candy. Ooh,
What's the
piece of
double
candy.
door blocks?
You can only put one on a double door now. One door block.
Okay, yeah,
You can't block both of them. I knew about that, but I didn't know about the binary thing. That's news to me.
Yeah, that's new.
That's interesting because I can't. Is that a bug? Because who was complaining about that? But then again, nobody was complaining about the HCU either, and apparently they've nerfed that. But I feel like they've denied nerfing the HCU.
I don't know.
Don't quote me. Don't quote me on it.
I don't use the HCU enough to know anything.
But is that because they nerfed it, Decepticon? We
used
We used to use it all the time.
I've always been. No, you used to use it all the time.
Whoa! Whoa!
I've
Don't you talk for me. Don't you talk for me.
The 4-shot Taylor, the original Taylor.
Yeah.
That's what I was using.
Okay.
And then I switched over to the CQB, but I've always been Taylor.
Oh shit! Your arch enemy says you can't block double doors at all. You can't even block one door.
What? Say what? Has that come to anyone's attention? Is that new? Is that different?
I thought you could block one door.
I thought you could block one door.
I don't know. We gotta test that out next time we're playing, I guess. Can't block double doors at all. Okay. Hess talked about it on your stream when you were playing with him. About the HCU. Did he give a reason for it?
I don't know.
But yeah, I've got another, there's a dude, Minners. Do you know Minners?
Mm-hmm.
He's always, anytime he's, commenting on my videos, he always brings up the HCU. And how it's been nerfed and all that kind of stuff. It doesn't bother me too much. I know everyone's using the Taylor CQB and that kind of can get boring. But still. It's been like that since Nightfall. I think sooner or
later, then we start getting the Destiny effect. Where then people start complaining one by one. The guns just
start getting nerfed and buffed, nerfed and buffed,
and then it just becomes the same thing. One gun always becomes the go-to. Of course.
And the crossbow. I see you like my double kill. Of course, I love anyone getting kills with the crossbow piece. That crossbow is so satisfying to use.
The Stalker the other night, that gun isn't bad at all. That was okay. But using the crossbow seems fun.
They've nerfed that Stalker that you're using. It used to be a deadlier weapon.
Have they, though? You know what I mean? I mean, it seemed deadly to me. I was getting double knockdowns with that gun.
He said they wouldn't unnerf it because of balancing, says your arch enemy. What's the answer, your arch enemy? What?
Would you want the HCU to be the gun to go to?
Well, that's it. Unless...
The OP? Whatever becomes OP is going to be the OP.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There's always going to be something that has the edge over something else.
There's going to be a slight edge. You know what I mean? There's always going to be that slight edge with something.
The
Unless they make everything completely even, but then what's the choice of it?
Well, then they're all the same, and then, yeah. Maybe it should be more situational, where, the HCU is, really strong at close range. And maybe mid-range, whereas the Taylor CQB is better from mid to long range and not so good at close range. But like I said, they nerf more than buff, says your arch enemy.
But now I enjoy using the crossbow just as much as I enjoy using the CQB.
Oh, I love the crossbow. I think it's the best weapon they've added to the game. Not in terms of power and ability, but in terms of just fun. It's so fun to use.
Yep.
It's so satisfying.
Yep.
When the HCU was good, people used both the CQB and HCU. Now it's all CQB.
Now it's all CQB.
It should go by real world data on the weapons, says Chopped. But in real world, if you do that, it'll be a better weapon, isn't there? If you had a choice, to pick any weapon, anything you wanted, you're gonna go with whatever has the edge over everything else. I don't know how to fix that.
Give me that.
I don't.
Back.
What you want?
Give me the grenade launcher back. Give me my grenade launcher back.
You want that noob tube?
I want my grenade launcher back.
You want that noob tube back?
You know why'd they take that specific gun away?
Why
Because
did
now no one even uses it. It's been nerfed so hard that no one uses it.
Why did your kill death ratio go down so much when they nerfed that thing?
Why it's gone up? It's nothing
It's
but
gone
increased
down so
now.
much. What happened?
It's nothing but increased.
Mus says there's a few guns that are decent to use as long as you are landing those headshots.
Right.
It's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're
Yeah.
accurate, then a lot of the guns are used. But that's the thing.
You gotta have that aim.
Exactly. But why would you risk it? Like, you might as well play it safe. Stick to the Taylor CQB. Unless you're going to like have fun with the crossbow or something like that, you know.
Experiment. You know, that's the whole thing.
Yeah. But what we really need is a buffed handgun of some kind, like a really powerful handgun that can like actually make me want to not bring the revive pistol because I want to bring this handgun.
Yep. I still bring straight use the revive, no matter what.
Like buff the Thunder or the Deagle, something like that.
Something, just a one-shot thing, just like the bow and arrow. That'd be cool.
Yeah. Well, maybe not one shot. That might be OP as hell. Unless it's like a one-shot handgun.
Like a quick...
Like it only has one bullet in it, and then you got to reload after every shot. Okay.
Right.
I don't know what kind of handgun exists like that, but I'm sure there's something.
Something that shit fires high power rounds.
I know we didn't really answer the question. I know it's not really a question. You just like put forward the topic. But like, what's the answer?
But there are new guns coming, so who knows what these new guns entail either.
Well, yeah, the Reg case, the classic, like an auto,
original is coming.
An auto. That could be badass, but I don't know. I guess we gotta see. G-Rock says, need a handgun that is one shot hit to the head is a down. That would be nice. And maybe we get that fucking long shot trophy then. I think the time to kill should be decreased in Firewall, says Nert Boglin. I don't, because you don't respawn in that game. So I think if you mess around with that time to kill, you're gonna be spending more time like looking at cameras, which is something that annoys people as it is right now. Pete Hawkins says, can't go too real with this, otherwise they'd have to nerf a one-legged guy running around at record speeds that can also revive himself and be imperative to bases if he wants to. Can't go too real. That's a good point as well. You gotta keep for the sake of fun, you know. Buff the old guns to equal the effectiveness of the CQB. Is that what we want? Is that the answer? Make all the guns equal?
Well, that's what I said. But then what's the point of using a different gun?
I guess you just like the look of it then, or something. Or you like
the
noise it makes.
Right. That would just be the noise and the look, and that's I don't know how I feel about that.
But I don't envy whoever it is at Firewall or First Contact who has to like make these balancing adjustments. Fuck's sake, this is annoying me. And I said I wouldn't do this.
But it seems like that's like the problem with all these games as well. It's like that's basically what almost killed Destiny, was everyone complaining about changing guns and make this equal this, and then
how did they fix it in Destiny?
They didn't.
Destiny's dead.
Spiraled out of control.
Destiny's dead.
Spiraled out of control. They did it okay, but then they started listening to everybody. Like anyone that said something, they would completely change it, and then it just snowballed into a terrible thing.
I messed that up. There we go. This is what I wanted to move up. There we go. Sorry about that. Pistols should be one-shot headshot. The last player alive should get a 10% health buff. Yeah, it's interesting how the last player alive is like no health. Like it's at a disadvantage rather than given some kind of buff.
A slight advantage.
Preference would be fire race and the luck and sound, says your arch enemy. Okay. But then you're going to go for the gun that has the fastest fire race. 5XL says, it takes a whole mag to down and eliminate someone. I hate when they get revives in the middle of my shooting and then I'm dying. See, the thing about that is, if you just constantly hold down the trigger, like when they're getting downed, during that animation, like they're invincible kind of. So you're wasting bullets if you're shooting them at certain times. It's like points when it's okay to shoot them again, you know, if that makes sense. They just need to work on the impact that each gun has at different ranges. The CQB shouldn't be the go-to gun on a map like Shipyard. That's a good point, Muzz. When they changed the weapon damages after Nightfall, no one had to tell me it was different. Way more difficult to down and finish an enemy now. Sent you an invite yesterday. Oh, never mind. 5XL. Hard under the collar.
You ignored him.
How dare you, 5XL? That's Pete Hawkins.
You ignored him.
Send the
reptilians. I always see
reptilians.
Pete Hawkins invites like 4 hours later.
Send the reptilians after him, please. He was playing
Reptilian
MLB.
of the year.
But that's it. That's the question. That's the topic. That's the fax machine's done. Topics exhausted.
Unplug it. Throw it against the wall.
I will.
Step on it.
We somehow got an hour and 20 minutes out of that. I didn't think we'd get that
An hour
long.
and 20 minutes.
That's not bad.
What
Roughly.
time is it?
We did not have much topics to go by. Hopefully this week there'll be some exciting developments. Maybe Contagion will come out. That would be nice. It's due to come out any time now.
Any moment.
Any second now. But yeah, I think that's it. I think we're going to wrap it up, Decepticon. Is there anything you'd like to say before you go?
Word.
You heard it here first.
Nothing.
You heard it here
GG.
first.
You did it. You all did it. High five.
GG,
orange
everyone.
Peels. Everyone eat your orange peels. High five.
Eat your orange
High
peels.
five.
Lads, thanks for joining Decepticon. Been a pleasure. We
GG.
will see you next week.
GG.
And
GG.
I know this show was like an hour later than usual for ye, but next week is going to be back on topic because your clocks will come back too or something. When is it next week your clocks go back?
Sunday.
This Sunday. Okay, so it's going to be back to normal
This
next week.
Sunday. It'll be back to normal.
But yeah, night everyone. Thanks for the streams, says Matt. Thank you. And thank you to Chopped and Muzz for this generosity with the donations. I really appreciate that.
Oh, yeah, Halloweenies out there.
Happy Halloween. You know, grab yourself some kids tomorrow. They're coming to your door. Get them. You know, free kids.
Take their candy.
Free kids.
Take their candy, shut the door.
Look at my notifications. Don't see invites. Oh, shit. I miss Yuri. Who's Yuri? Anyway, good luck. End stream. Goodbye.
GG.
GG. Wrong stream. Here we go. End stream.